This is Valley News Live at 10.
The Minnesota National Guard and Governor Tim Walz had to track down the 9,000 missing doses of the COVID-19 vaccine for the state. Reporter Gordon Severson explains how it got lost and how it got back to Minnesota.
I'm incredibly surprised that this doesn't happen more often.
Getting something from point A to point B is easy when you're sending one thing. But when you're talking about sending millions of vaccinations to thousands of clinics across the country, Governor Tim Walz says mistakes are bound to happen.
We've got 9,000 wayward doses.
9,000 that should have been on their way to Minnesota, but were actually on a plane headed for Texas. Walz says someone along the line put the boxes on the wrong plane. So he got on the phone and started making calls.
You don't want to have to call the White House every day, but if we do, we'll get it.
Thanks to a few top officials at the White House, Walz says they got the doses on a new plane headed for Minnesota. But they needed someone to pick them up at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport.
So I activated some of the great National Guard folks. They got in teams in their vehicles, picked up the doses at the airport.
The teams then delivered the doses Friday night to clinics in Thief River Falls, Fergus Falls, North Mankato, and Rochester. So they were ready to go Saturday morning.
And as we're speaking now, they're going into the arms of Minnesotans.
A successful mission, but unfortunately, countless other clinics across the state didn't get their doses in time this weekend. Walz says the severe weather down south is causing massive shipping delays across the country. At the Minneapolis Convention Center clinic, workers put out these signs that said all appointments have been postponed until the doses come in.
The governor's office says, unfortunately, the issue with shipping delays isn't over yet. We will likely see even more of them going into next week, so we could see more appointments getting postponed. And for more on the latest vaccine news, you can browse through our VNL vaccine tracker. Just open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen. Then tap the link that pops up. You can also find this link on our homepage. It was a long and brutal stretch of the cold. Today again, we're getting a nice break and it looks like the worst may be behind us. Let's go now to Summer to see what we can expect. Summer?
Yeah, Courtney, the worst is definitely behind us. I mean, take a look at today's highs. That thick white line is our freezing mark. So it was well above freezing across the majority of the valley. Even in Cavalier and Grafton, it reached 32 degrees. We typically think of the Northern Valley as being colder than the Southern Valley, but there are actually more bare fields with dark soil from past wind blowing away the snow across the Northern Valley. This then allows the ground to warm up faster and heat the surrounding air quicker than the Southern Valley. So Grand Forks made it to 29 degrees today, while Fargo only made it to 26. Currently across the region, Fargo is one of the warmer spots at 21 degrees. Teens across the majority of the valley with a mixture of sun and clouds, or clear skies and clouds, I should say. In Fargo tonight, the sunset was at 6 p.m. Temperatures will continue to fall into the teens, and a very similar trend in the Northern Valley as well. Grand Forks had their sunset right at 6, and temperatures will also be falling into the teens with a gradually diminishing southerly breeze. We do have a chance of some flurries or light snow to talk about that could impact some of us in the valley, and even some mixed precipitation coming up in the 7-day planner.
All right, thanks, Summer. We'll check back in a bit. Authorities say alcohol played a role in this South Fargo crash tonight. It happened around 8:30 on the corner of 30th Avenue South and 33rd Street South. One of the cars ended right up next to a home, but no one was hurt. Last year, a resource center for homeless veterans was opened in downtown Fargo. It provides services such as showers, laundry, and medical assistance for many in need. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling is giving us an inside look.
In late August, the Fargo Community Resource and Referral Center was opened to help and aid homeless veterans in the area. Homeless Program Manager Diana Hall has been there since the concept was made almost a decade ago.
I've been in this role for 13 years and I never get tired of having that ability to help a veteran get back on their feet. Most of the veterans that we work with, they don't want a handout, they want that hand up, and we're able to provide that to them here. It's been a multi-year process and a lot of intense dedication by a lot of people at the Fargo VA, the engineering department, and all of those people. It's just been a phenomenal effort, and as you can see when you look around the facility, they did a really great job.
According to Hall, there is a growing need to help veterans in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and Hall says the center serves around 12 to 15 on a daily basis.
It's been phenomenal to be able to outreach on the streets, find people who need that help, provide them what they need in the interim, and usually within 90 days have them in their own permanent stable housing. And we never get tired of doing that, and it never ceases to amaze me how much people bloom when they're able to have safe, secure housing. It makes all the difference in the world.
Hall says that there are plans to expand on services to veterans once the pandemic begins to slow down. In Fargo, I'm Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
For more information on this story, download the VNL News app. You can find this story on our homepage. North Dakota's Senate has passed state bills aimed at providing access to lower-cost prescription drugs. Senators passed the 3 bills yesterday in separate floor votes. 2 of the bills will set up a state-run wholesale drug import program to buy cheaper medication from Canada. The 3rd bill will help reference pricing using data from 4 Canadian provinces. The Senate Human Services Committee last month heard from North Dakotans who are choosing to buy drugs from Canada or other foreign countries due to cheaper prices. The bill will now go to the House. And North Dakota lawmakers are considering giving an advantage to moose hunters who are older than 75. When someone applies for a moose tag, their name is put in a lottery and only so many are drawn in a year. This bill proposes that people 75 and older get entered twice when they apply. Game and Fish says this raises your odds only by a small amount. The Boy Scouts of America is celebrating a major milestone. They're honoring nearly 1,000 girls and young women who are the first females to attain the rank of an Eagle Scout. Only in 2018 did the Boy Scouts start accepting girls as Cub Scouts. One of the new Eagle Scouts is a 16-year-old girl from Minneapolis. Isabella Tooney accomplished the rare feat of earning all 137 merit badges. Later on Valley News Live at 10, we'll show you what caused parts from a plane to fall from the sky in Colorado.
And the snow may be moving slowly, but it's moving in our direction, slowly to the north and east. We could start to see some flakes fall during the overnight period. We'll have that hour-by-hour forecast coming up after the break.